Hey guys, Tyler Erzberger here of ESPN Esports, and I'm joined by Team Liquid Jensen, coming off an unfortunate loss to open the season. But there's the obvious in the room, right? Did not have your starting jungler. Surenfire came in short notice. When did you guys know that Broxah would not be able to play for Week 1?
I think about like a bit over a week ago. It was pretty much confirmed that there was no way he'd come back here, at least for week 1, and potentially even further. So yeah, about that time, pretty sad news, but it is what it is.
Pretty much when Broxah was announced as the starter of Team Liquid, you two started duoing like on stream, just like crazy. Just how was it, playing with Broxah? Obviously, he's coming in as this hyped up, been in the World's Finals, like MVP caliber player. Just how was it, the synergy between you two? Do you guys feel like you have a good chemistry going?
Yeah, it was easy to like just start working with him just right off the bat. I think we played pretty well together, and it was easy to talk to him about just stuff in general, so that we could figure out mid jungle together and just be on the same page. And yeah, I mean, we even went to a boot camp facility in Netherlands, even though we live 15 minutes from each other in Denmark, to just be together and work together with our coach and just play a lot of duo queue together. So, all in all, we played a lot together, and it's unfortunate that he couldn't be here for the start of the season. But yeah, it's been great working with him.
So let's obviously we did the free agency show, and we broke the news of Broxah on air. When you first heard that Xmithy was going to Immortals and Broxah was coming to Team Liquid, what was your first reaction?
Well, to be honest, I kind of expected some sort of change in Team Liquid because, I mean, we failed miserably at Worlds, so I thought it was fair that someone had to be changed, or there had to be some sort of change. Like, I wouldn't even have been surprised if it was me, because, I fully understand that Liquid is an organization that has the goal of winning Worlds, so I kind of saw it coming that there would be some sort of change, and yeah, I guess that was kind of just the change that happened.
So let's just look back at 2019 for you. I mean, 2 domestic titles, an MSI final, and World's group stage. I think for many, like 99% of players in the world, that would be a very successful year. When looking back at 2019, are you going to look back with it as in fondness with, the 2 domestic titles and the MSI finals, or is it a disappointment that overall you didn't do what you thought you could?
I don't know. It's hard to say because I feel like it was a good year for sure, but there's a lot of recency bias, and even for myself, I think I still think about Worlds, and it's such a big disappointment, and it just feels so embarrassing, honestly, that it kind of just overshadows everything else that I accomplished in a year. So, I mean, from a neutral standpoint, it was a good year, but just the thing is, when you win so much and you have such a good year, and then you end on such a, I guess, low note, it just feels bad, man, because you have so high expectations of yourself and your team, and then it just all falls down. So it was, I mean, while it was a good year, it still just doesn't feel right.
Let's talk a little about that. Obviously, for any team, when you win a domestic title, everyone should praise you, right? But because you are on Liquid and they are, the 4-time champions, you're expected to win everything. So if you win a domestic title, everyone just shrugs their shoulders and says, "Oh, that was expected." But if you lose one game, it's the end of the world. How do you deal with the kind of the internet mob kind of attacking you at every wrong turn?
I don't know. I mean, to me, I feel like I've always had a lot of haters. I wouldn't say I'm a very controversial person, but maybe to an extent. So, it's something I'm used to, I guess. I mean, it for sure sucks when people downplay what you achieve and shit on you if you play bad. But I feel like it's kind of expected with the job. It comes with the job. So at this point, I'm kind of used to it. But yeah, I mean, it does feel weird that even when you win, it's oh yeah, I mean, it kind of should have happened. It's expected, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's just how it is when you're no longer the underdog and everyone expects you to win. So that's just how it is for as long as we'll keep winning.
So obviously, spring is going to be a disjointed. It's already disjointed because Broxah is not here. Do you think that the changes to the spring split kind of help you though? There's no championship points anymore. The only thing that spring decides is MSI, and obviously you guys want to go to MSI, but if Broxah, if you guys can get to the playoffs with your full roster, it's It's good for you. So do you like the spring changes? Do you like that the championship points no longer affect the spring split?
In a way, I do, because I think a lot of teams are very heavily meta dependent, and then usually the meta changes a lot from spring to summer, and then you'll see teams like fall and rise. So then I feel like you'll at least like consistently send your top 3 teams a lot more now. There'll be like no, was it 2018 100 Thieves,
Yeah.
or just those kind of things are not gonna happen where like teams are really strong in a certain meta and it changes, or like a roster changes or whatever. So in a way it's nice, and I think the whole format change is very interesting too. Like I think change is good for the league, whether it's like extremely positive or just slightly negative. I think a change of pace is nice.
Talking about change, I think one of the biggest changes for the spring split was that Sneaky, your former teammate, is taking a break, possible retirement. He's going to go into streaming, Patreon, everything he has going on. What do you think about Sneaky leaving from C9, and how do you think that will affect C9 going forward?
It's hard to say. We just lost to C9, so but I think Sneaky was a very positive teammate when things weren't going great within Cloud9, and he really fought for player rights, I'd say, and just doing what's comfortable for all the players. So he was a very essential piece of Cloud9. So I don't know how they'll do without him, but it's weird. It's still really weird that he's not there anymore, because I've known Sneaky for a long time, and I know he has a really big drive to compete, and he really wants to play and compete. So I hope he'll come back, and I'm not sure exactly how it will affect him, but I think he was really good to have around when things got tough.
Final question is, branching off that, is that, for example, you could become a streamer if you want to. I mean, you have a fan base. When you stream, you get a lot of viewers. What drives you? What drives you to keep playing? You could possibly make even more money streaming, but what keeps you in the LCS? What keeps you, playing, taking on this hate, taking on the criticism? What drives you to keep playing?
I think it's just, the main reason is just competitive drive. It doesn't feel very rewarding to win a solo queue game, but playing on stage and playing in front of people, and it feels like you're more connected to your fans as a pro in a way, and it feels different in a way. Like, I don't know exactly how to explain it, but like also just the people around you and making them proud, and I think that's just the feeling that I play for and I enjoy.
Thank you, Jensen. And if you want more news and highlights, keep it covered right here at ESPN Esports.